the turf. Serves for Moser. My goodness. Chelsea Moser.
Welcome to UND Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. On tonight's show, UND closes out the non-conference portion of its schedule following the NDSU. Now it turns the page to prepare for Big Sky Conference play, which begins this Saturday. Head coach Bubba Schweigert joins us momentarily. And also tonight on UND Sports Extra, from the small town of Langdon, North Dakota, to one of the best college volleyball players in the country, McKenzie Hart's role on North Dakota's volleyball team, and she is digging it. We'll tell you about it a little bit later in the show. We welcome back to UND Sports Extra head coach Bubba Schweigert, his team off of a 34-9 loss to North Dakota State on Saturday. Bubba, one of the recurring themes that you and I have talked about with Week 1, Week 2, and Week 3 has been the line of scrimmage. And again, it was a real theme Saturday in Fargo.
Well, it sure was. You need to win at the line of scrimmage, and offensively, that was an issue for us throughout the game. And defensively, I thought for the most part, we held our own up front against the run. We had 2 explosive run plays that we're not happy about. But other than that, we controlled the run game as well as we could. And then you got to eliminate the big pass plays.
Mm-hmm. What do you take away from this game as you look ahead? There was so much was made about the resumption of the rivalry. You won't play again, at least in the regular season until 2019. So what do you take away from this game?
Well, I think the game was good for us. We had a lot of attention on the game and a lot of excitement leading up to the game. So you can learn from all those experiences and the preparation, the pregame, and then to play in a tough environment. I think it was really good for our football team as we look to the future.
All right, Bubba, coming up next, we'll take a look at the highlights and look ahead to UC Davis here on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota, RideLCars.com, and Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome back. UND and NDSU resuming their football rivalry after the two teams had not played since 2003. And, of course, a lot of energy, Bubba, both in the building and prior to the game. And really, I felt after walking through the tailgating that both sides were just celebrating the fact that the two programs were back together on the field.
Well, I think it's important for a fan base for both institutions and important for the state. I've been very clear on my opinion on how I feel about the importance of playing this game year after year.
Yeah. Going into the game, what were a couple things you thought you'd have to do well to win the football game, make it a 4-quarter game?
Well, we really thought we had to eliminate explosive plays on defense and create some turnovers. Obviously didn't get any turnovers. And then offensively, we had to control the ball and gain some field position.
You went on defense the first series of the game. They got a first down, but then you stopped them after that, and you got an early explosive play through special teams here.
Which was good to see, but it all starts with a sack. You put them in second and long, third and long. It's hard to get first downs.
Yeah, which you did. They faced third and long, and then here Josh Seibel, 54 yards, sets you up here inside the red zone early in the football game.
Really a good job by a lot of individuals here, staying away from penalties and getting on blocks and just good, smart football there.
So you have an opportunity here to get 7. You won't get 7, but talk about this first series offensively in the red zone.
Well, you obviously want to hit a big play and get into scoring position. We didn't do that and still took care of the ball, took the points, and it was important to get points early. But, once again, tough environment, and our guys really had to get focused and get adjusted to that environment.
How difficult was it for your young team to adjust to the environment?
Well, I think it's always a challenge when it's noisy like that, but we really only had 1 5-yard penalty throughout the day. And, so there's some challenges there about getting off the ball and all that. But, for the most part, I think we handled it well and just needed to get some momentum at some point.
King Frazier rips off a 35-yard run, but then you're going to slam the door here as NDSU is driving. Deion Harris, another pass break up here, and you limit NDSU to a field goal early.
Yeah, we did, and, you got to keep working hard and try to force teams to kick field goals. We thought that was important in the second quarter. If we could have forced a couple field goals and held them out of the end zone, you keep the score closer and you feel different about yourself at that time.
A couple of your possessions in the first half, you had tough field position because of what Ben LeCompte was doing, pinning your return game on the sideline here.
Yeah, he did a good job kicking into the corner. I thought a couple hit the ground and fortunate bounces, but he did a good job. He placed the ball very well.
Special teams, you had a big play early in special teams. they get a big play in special teams here.
Yeah, you just got to be sharp on special teams, and they're a good team on special teams and have been for years, and this kind of sets up a big score for them.
Here's Wentz to Urzendowski. You had 3 D-backs there, Bubba, but nobody made a play.
Got to make that play. We really stressed that they're going to challenge us on the perimeter, and we got to be able to tackle in space.
All right, your offensive linemen will say, they'll admit it, they're saying we got to be better, and again, they didn't create a lot of separation here in the game Saturday.
Yeah, big physical front, but as we look at it, we got to look at how we're preparing and how our guys are preparing, and we just got to be more assignment sharp, and then we got to run the ball where it's supposed to be run. Your
captain, Brandon Anderson, says that there's very correctable things here with the offensive line as you look ahead at UC Davis.
Oh, inside the building is so much different than outside the building. We just really look at this as how we can get better, and we really focus on the things that are correctable. And there are a number of things that are correctable, but we just plain old have to be more consistent and play better.
You go down 24-3 at half. What's the word at halftime to try to start generating some offense here? You had not had a first down in the first half, so what was the theme at halftime?
Well, that was the big thing. Hey, we got to get the first down and move the ball and gain some field position. And then, as always in any game, the first score of the second half is really important. And we really felt that we needed to work our tail off to get that first score of the second half. Then the game changes. Obviously, that didn't happen.
All right, Bubba, let's take a look at second half highlights here. And you pulled another red shirt from a true freshman, running back Awari Smith, made his collegiate debut. How can he help your offense here moving forward, Bubba?
Well, he's got very good speed, and we saw that in fall camp, and we're just bringing them along as quickly as we can as far as assignments and learning. And it's a difficult transition for young guys, but we really feel we need his talent on the field, and he'll get more and more of an opportunity as the season goes on.
Did you like the way your defense settled in as this game progressed and really played well, especially in the second half?
Yeah, we did. Our run fits were really pretty solid, and with the exception of a pass interference and one big pass play, we thought we were pretty good in the second half.
Heck of a play right there by Will Rattel.
Well, wow. Will's got a lot of talent, and he ran down a very good player. And, to add to it, I thought we controlled the quarterback run game pretty well and the scramble as best we can. Here's one thing we got to get better at. We got to force turnovers on defense. We've had too many drops up to this point, and we really lose opportunities for gaining momentum in games.
Yeah, it's been one of those things you and I have looked at in every week here. Opportunities by your D-backs, but just not finishing to get a turnover.
Sure do, and here we get one on special teams, which is great to see, and we're fortunate enough to get it in good field position, and we turn it into points, and was really proud of our team. We kept grinding in this game, and this is one of the results of sticking with it.
Started at the 35, then Studsrud hit Josh Seibel for 28, and then Keaton Studsrud finishes it off for the touchdown.
Yeah, our guys, we challenged them to pound it in the end zone, and big, strong defensive front there that we were able to quarterback sneak and execute the play and get a score.
Carson Wentz had a big day throwing the football. Very good quarterback. A guy could play, in FBS, no doubt. But yet your defense was able to put him on the turf a number of times Saturday.
Yeah, we always pride ourselves in being able to pressure the quarterback, and we got him in some longer yardage situations. We were able to sack him, I think it was 4 times. So, that's a good effort by our guys up front.
Cole Reyes, certainly one of the leaders of your defense. And, again, Cole was all over the field on Saturday. What did you think of his effort?
Yeah, really good performance. He's solid in the run game, and we thought he was pretty solid in the pass game. But he really helps us at times. Here you see him tackling in space, and there was a run play early that busted that he got down on the turf for about an 8-yard gain. So very valuable when safeties can make plays in space.
Yeah, 11 tackles on the day, 8 solo by Cole Reyes. 34-9 is the final Saturday afternoon inside the Fargo Dome. First meeting between these two programs since 2003. Both teams now 2-1 on the year. We talked to your players after the game, including Brandon Anderson, who says one of the factors was a lack of a running game.
You can see that today, obviously, with the run numbers. It's not where you want them to be at all. That was a very poor effort, and we got to move the ball. We got to keep our defense off the field, especially against a team with an offense such as NDSU has. You got to help keep them off the field and move the ball, and we didn't do that today.
It was difficult. The D-line did a good job putting pressure on us in the O-line, and we got to get better in some spots and make improvements going into next week.
How did you see defensively what you did against the run, and then defensively what Wentz was able to execute in the passing game?
I think we're a good run defense, so that's not our main concern. It's definitely our secondary. Our secondary's been struggling even last year, but he's just a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. He puts the ball on the money. He read our defense well, I mean, we tried disguising, and he's just a smart quarterback, and you'll see him on Sunday someday.
You know, give the guy credit. He's a good quarterback, one of the best we've probably seen, one of the best we probably will see this year. But we gotta get off the field on third down. We gotta find a way to get after those guys. We can't let them have all that time in the pocket, and we gotta make sure we get after them.
They're a good team. I thought we would keep the score closer, but we didn't play to the best of our abilities the whole game. Got to move on to the next week.
The non-conference schedule wrapped up. Next stop, Big Sky Conference play. Bubba and I will preview North Dakota State with UC Davis next.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota, RideLCars.com, and Farmers Union Insurance.
UND and UC Davis, 1 o'clock Saturday at the Alara Center to kick off Big Sky Conference play. Bubba, let's talk some player personnel issues. Zach Arnell suffered a major injury Saturday against NDSU. He's gone for the season. How does that reshape your safety position?
Well, it gives other guys opportunities, but Cole Reyes will move to free safety. Juwan Johnson will start at strong, and William James has to be ready to go, and you'll see him more on the field.
A couple other changes according to the depth chart, at least going into UC Davis. Talk about Tyus Carter and a couple other changes along the depth chart.
Yeah, we felt Tyus played pretty well the last 2 weeks, and he's very athletic, so we're going to give him an opportunity to start the game. And Brian Labatt will start at outside backer, just has been playing really solid, so he deserves a chance.
Well, Brian Labatt had a great year last year, and then you've had good competition at the linebacker position through spring ball and fall camp. That's why he wasn't number one on the depth chart to begin the season, but proven producer at his position.
Well, and that's what we want. We want good competition, and by no means is this a benching by anybody. We are just giving other guys opportunities, and we play a lot of guys on defense, so everybody's going to play.
All right, let's hear from your players as they assess the non-conference portion of the schedule and then look ahead to the Big Sky Conference.
We got a lot of work to do. First game we came out and played a good game, and still trying to find our groove coming from last week into Drake and this week in NDSU. You just got to get in that groove, just plain and simple. Getting back to our run game. You run the ball, opens up the pass, just things like that. But we got to make a big jump from this week to next week with UC Davis.
I think we're still confident. We have a lot of football left, and guys are healthy for the most part. So we're pretty confident. We're pretty excited to head into conference play at home this week against Cal Davis. So it should be an exciting time.
How do you assess the team overall after your 3 non-conference games?
I think it went pretty well, but we gotta get better going into the Big Sky. We're gonna see teams very similar to what we saw today, and we got to be able to respond.
We're excited. We think we have a good shot in the Big Sky this year, so we're excited. We're going to turn the page, learn from our mistakes, and just get ready to play Big Sky football.
1 o'clock Saturday, UC Davis. A couple things that you're looking to reestablish and do well Saturday to get a win, Bubba?
Yeah, we got to be more consistent on offense and eliminate big pass plays, and that's really what we got to focus on, and that'll give us a very good chance.
What will the Aggies bring to the table that people should be watching for on Saturday?
Very physical team and big play potential on offense, and defensively they're going to play really hard, and they're going to make us work for our yards.
All right, Bubba, good visiting with you again. We'll have the game for you live Saturday afternoon here on Midco Sports Network. We're back with more after this.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota, RideLCars.com, and Farmers Union Insurance.
It was another strong week for the North Dakota volleyball team. It went 4-1 this past week. Head coach Mark Pryor back with us here on UND Sports Extra. 4-1 on the week, 10 wins in your last 11 matches. You take a lot of momentum heading into the opening week of Big Sky play, Coach.
Well, we hope so. 10 matches in 12 days is a lot.
That's a load.
Yeah, we're definitely glad to be home for a couple days.
Right. As you looked at the non-conference schedule prior to the season, I know you had some goals set in terms of what you were hoping you would accomplish. As you look back at that goals, tell you where you are right now.
I think we probably dropped one we shouldn't have dropped, and then I think we've got we accomplished about what we were looking toward. Okay. I think the UNO match was probably just one of those that we just didn't play well. So otherwise, I'm really pleased with kind of how the team is progressing this year.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights from Austin Peay to kick off your week this past week. And one player who has really taken some steps forward here early in the season is Julia Kazarowska, who has, I think, 5 double-digit kill matches this season after 2 last year.
She's grown. She's gotten a lot stronger. She's jumping higher. She's more comfortable with herself. I mean, she was the player that was 17 years old until the last weekend of the season last year. So she should have been really a senior in high school. So it's nice to see her progress.
Yeah. Chelsea Mosier continues to play consistent as well.
Chelsea has really she's done a great job, and she's doing such a good job defensively blocking. She's starting to progress to be a really good defender in the back row as well. She's becoming a real complete player for us.
Faith Dooley had 15 kills in this match. You had 4 players in double-digit kills. You told us last week on the show you were hoping the tournament this past weekend would give you an opportunity to build your depth a little bit, get some players some playing time. You got that done?
Yeah, we did. Julia Spacek got in. Some of her first action for the year. Did a great job. Grace Bettengay got in. That was nice. Kristen Geisberg got in some. And just getting them some more match experience, I think, is really, really important.
Right. And, of course, McKenzie Hart continues to rack up big-time numbers in the digs category. Throughout the weekend, she was outstanding. So you beat Austin Peay 3-1. That kicked off your weekend. Then you went to the tournament where you beat Tennessee Martin 3-0. The only loss on the weekend was a loss to St. Louis. And then you bounced back with a couple of wins to end up the weekend, beating Arkansas Pine Bluff and also USC Upstate 3-1. McKenzie Hart, help us put in perspective what she's doing with her dig numbers to this point. She's second in the nation in digs per set. Take us behind that number.
Well, some of that is because of our scheme. There's a lot of people that want to put their libero at the left back spot. We're basically just Bubba would have put her at free safety and said, pick off as many balls as you can. That's what she's doing, Jeff would have put her at center field and say direct traffic, and that's what she's doing. So we're trying to funnel the ball to her as much as possible with our blocking scheme, and she's just not afraid to stick her nose in there, and she's going to make some great digs, and every now and then she's going to get blown up, and she's just a tough kid and goes, okay, let's try it again. So it's great to have that.
Well, let's take a look at more here as Marty Mueller tells us how well McKenzie Hart is grounded.
The nature of defensive specialists is to be everywhere, keeping the ball off the ground at all costs. However, for UND's McKenzie Hart, being grounded takes on different meaning.
I mean, coming from a small town in North Dakota also helps because I just have so much community support with me.
A high school standout in volleyball, track, and basketball, she earned 15 varsity letters and won a combined 4 state titles before heading to Grand Forks. The transition to Division I, though, was not met with immediate success. While Hart played in every game both her freshman and sophomore year, a fixed place in the starting lineup eluded her. The North Dakota backcourt was stacked defensively, and earning a starting spot would not come easily. No stranger to hard work, Hart's Langdon roots taught her at a young age to compete.
My family's really competitive, so we would always be okay, who can do this better, who can lift the most sacks of chemical or whatever. So it was kind of competitive that way.
When head coach Mark Pryor took over the program in early 2014, Hart saw an opportunity for a fresh start. Pryor made it clear everyone would be competing for their starting jobs, rewarding hard work, consistency, and certain intangibles.
She's got just good North Dakota blue-collar work ethic. She just gets after it. It doesn't matter if we're up by 5, down by 5. She's a kid that is going to compete.
Another great dig by McKenzie Hart.
And compete she did, earning the starting job in fall camp and never looking back. The 2014-15 season brought the level of success Hart is accustomed to. She was named MVP of the UND Classic to start the year, broke the UND single-season record for digs with 583, and notched number 1,000 on her way to 18th on the school's all-time list. Capped off by earning Big Sky Conference Libero of the Year honors at season's end. Underway in her senior year now, a new role has emerged: leader.
She steps up not only on the court, but off the court, just the little things we do, and she does it in a positive way that brings everyone together. And it's, me as a leader for next year, it's good to learn from her.
Determined to lead the way, Hart started the 2015-16 season red hot, topping the nation with 6.3 digs per set. And even after all the hard-earned success, It's the little things that bring her the biggest smiles.
There's little girls that have like our volleyball poster in their rooms, and they're just like, oh, I just want to be just like you. And I mean, that means a lot, just because it's like cool to like know that I have life impact on like the community that way.
Coach, she was also instrumental in the chemistry that this team built between the end of last season and going into this season, correct? Tell us about that.
She just gets it.
Yeah.
She's a natural leader. I think everybody that saw that just sees how humble she is. And she is one of those people that no matter the situation, you want on your side.
Yeah. All right, Mark, you're off to a road trip to open Big Sky Conference play this weekend. We'll recap the first two matches of the Big Sky Conference title chase next weekend on the show.
Sounds good.
Thanks for your time. We're back with more after this.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota, RideLCars.com, and Farmers Union Insurance.
UND hosts UC Davis in the Big Sky Conference football opener Saturday afternoon. You can see the game live here on Midco Sports Network. We'll be with you 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon from the Alaris Center. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week here on UND Sports Extra.